driving, so we'd be much obliged if you could switch off your mobile phones. Distingués invités, mesdames et messieurs, nous allons démarrer dans quelques instants et nous serions obligés de bien vouloir éteindre nos téléphones portables pendant les discours ou à défaut de les mettre sur le mode silence. To ask you all your attention for the national anthems of Namibia and Mauritius. Thank you. Our officers from the protocol will now ask our guests to be seated, please. Last call for your telephones, please. Your Excellency Paramasivam Pillay, Acting President of the Republic, the Honorable Ivan Kolendavelu, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Energy and Public Utilities, Honorable Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security, Honorable Ministers of the National Assembly, Honorable Parliamentary Private Secretaries, Lady Jagnat, Excellency, the High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, Mr. Veiko Ingiwete, Excellencies of the diplomatic missions in Mauritius and representatives of the international and regional organizations, CEOs, Chiefs of Staff, Permanent Secretaries, Honorary Consuls, and Ambassadors and Secretaries of the public sector, a special and warm welcome to all the members of the Namibian delegation, board members of the Medine Group, the CEO of Medine, Monsieur Thierry Sauzier, Mr. Paul Williams, Director of CASLA, CEOs, Directors, and Managing Directors of the private sector, Mrs. Linda Koksheng, Honorary Consul of the Republic of Namibia, members of the print and online media, radios and television, distinguished guests. Good evening and a very warm welcome to you all, although the term warm could turn out to be a misnomer as the evening unfolds. We'll soon start to cool up and our event progressing into the night. We are gathered for a very special event at the heart of the one and only Animal and Adventure Park of Mauritius. Since the 12th of March, the 50th anniversary of the independence of our country has given rise to a number of commemorative events, but it seems that the celebrations are far from being over. as tonight's event is certainly one of the most out of the ordinary, not to say extraordinary, of the year. Indeed, we will be witnessing the donation of 5 Oryxes to the government of Mauritius, a gift from the Republic of Namibia, and it made sense that KAZLA would house them in their park for the greater benefit of Mauritians and tourists alike. We will be hearing a lot more about the Oryxes, also known as Gemboks, during the evening, but to open tonight's ceremony, I would like to call upon Mrs. Linda Kokshang, Honorary Consul of the Republic of Namibia, to join me for her welcome address. Mrs. Kokshang, please.
Your Excellency, Mr. Barapuri, Acting President of the Republic of Mauritius, Honorable Ivan Kalendavelu, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Energy and Public Utilities, High Commissioner Nigawete, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, colleagues of the Consular Corps, Directors of Medin and KAZLA, all protocols observed, distinguished guests, editors of print and online media, radios and television. May I wish you a warm welcome to this ceremony of handing over of the 5 Oryxes which the Republic of Namibia has graciously donated to the Republic of Mauritius on its Golden Jubilee Independence Anniversary. The Reginian Oryx was chosen as Namibia's national animal due to its courage, elegance, and pride, with a national coat of arms bearing this unmistakable dweller of the desert. I was of the opinion that for half a century of independence history and achievements of Mauritius, it was important to have a symbol which reflects endurance and tenacity, qualities associated with Mauritius, not to mention a trait of hospitality which is common to both countries and their respective populations. I feel so blessed and I have so much gratitude for all those, both in Namibia and Mauritius, who have made this dream of mine become a reality. This particular situation is a prime example of successful South-South cooperation between SADC neighbors. Thank you to the Honorable Prime Minister of Namibia, Dr. Sarah Kungongelwa, the Minister of Environment and Tourism of Namibia and his ministry, and my High Commissioner who is with us tonight. Thank you also to the Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration and International Trade of Mauritius and their teams for their full support, and to Medin, our co-host and co-sponsor tonight. My deep appreciation and special thanks for the successful outcome of this project go to Mr. Paul Williams, Dr. Michael Domingue, and Dr. Janine Sharp, with whom I have been working for the past 6 months. Thank you to Air Mauritius for having so spontaneously agreed to sponsor the freight of these 5 Oryxes from Otambo International Airport to SSR International Airport. Thank you to Exanam and Company Limited for the generous supply of Namibian beer, which you can enjoy from the Windhoek Bar. And last but not least, to Grace for sponsoring the wine tonight. I do hope that eventually those who will have the opportunity will come to visit KAZLA and discover the Oryxes. I take this opportunity to say that KAZLA has always, over the years, proved to be dedicated to the preservation and conservation of birds and animals in Mauritius, and they deserve all the encouragement and support that can be given to them in their endeavors to enable Mauritians to discover animals and birds from all over the world within the bounds of their own country. I'm very honored by your presence, and I wish you all a very pleasant evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mrs. Linda Kokshang. We're all indebted to Mrs. Kokshang as she's worked tirelessly with a lot of energy, and she demonstrated to make tonight's event a reality, particularly in the light of the very stringent quarantine laws and regulations necessary to import live animals into Mauritius, as we all know. But the Oryxes are here, and they seem to be adapting quite nicely. For those of us who remember this park, the early days, it all started out as a Kasla bird park. For those who know the determination and innovative spirit of the Medine Group, it comes as no surprise that over the years, the place was gradually transformed into a world-class park where Mauritians and tourists alike can enjoy the enriching experience of not only observing the animals that they encounter, but also to engage with them in a controlled and safe natural environment. It therefore made sense that the Oryxes find their place here in a privileged environment where they would not suffer the stress of adapting to a foreign or rigorous transfer from their natural habitat. To tell us more about the Oryxes operation and the Kasda World of Adventures, I'm pleased to call upon Monsieur Thierry Sauzier, Chief Executive Officer of the Medine Group, to take the stand. Monsieur Sauzier, please.
Thank you. His Excellency, Mr. Acting President of the Republic, the Honorable Ivan Colenda-Velou, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Energy and Public Utilities, the Honorable Mahen Siratan, Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security, Honorable Ministers of National Assembly, Lady Jagnat, His Excellency the High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, Mr. Veiko Ngwete, Excellencies of the diplomatic missions in Mauritius, Mrs. Linda Kokshang, Honorary Consul of the Republic of Namibia, Permanent Secretaries, Honorary Consuls, Ambassadors, and Secretaries of Public Sectors, Board Members and Management of Medine Group, Mr. Paul Williams, Managing Director of Kasda World of Adventures, and all the team members of the park attending the ceremony tonight, distinguished guests, all protocol observers. Of character traits of Oryx, one in particular echoes to us, and it's courage. I indeed believe that courage is key to a successful vision. The Medine Group strongly believe that education is instrumental in the development of our country and aligned with the government's vision to position Mauritius as a knowledge hub. We have invested our efforts in placing education at the core of Unicity, our smart city. Unicity Education Hub has now an educational offer ranging from nursery to executive education, including top-notch international higher education institutions. Our total student population currently stands at 2,400 young individuals, and all can today benefit from a fully fledged ecosystem, which caters for their academic programs and more, namely accommodations, sports, leisure, and very soon culture. We are indeed convinced that education not only contributes to the academic development of children and students, but also empowers them to have an integrated approach towards social and environmental considerations. We also do believe that more than being the future Mauritian and African citizens, the next generation will more than ever be world's citizens and therefore need to measure their impact at a global level. Our commitment to education is, however, not limited to the boundaries of our city. Our teams here at CASLA have been working towards the implementation of sensibilization school programs in line with Medin's vision for education. With nearly 500,000 visitors each year, CASLA is the leading leisure park in Mauritius. We are now welcoming over 40,000 pupils each year for such programs, and we believe that through their interaction with animals, the children will discover species from other countries, learn about the specifics of their natural habitat, and understand the importance of preserving these animals as well as preserving nature in general. We are confident that these Oryxes, donated by the government of Namibia to the government of Mauritius, will bring high value to this program and to the park. It is an honor for us to host them, and on behalf of the Medin Group and CASLA World of Adventures, I would like to thank both governments for the trust they are placing in us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Thierry Sauzier. Those of us who have been attentive to the Namibian flag must surely have noticed that an oryx stands on each side of the coat of arms of the Republic of Namibia. The emblem, therefore, speaks volumes on the symbolism of this donation tonight. Reading between the lines, this means that Namibia is sharing with Mauritius one of its most revered symbols of its republic. Tonight, we are graced by the presence of the High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, who made the trip to preside over this donation in the presence of the highest personalities of the Mauritian government. Moreover, one should also read in the back of this visit a testimony of the extremely friendly relations which exist between our two countries. Namibia forms part of the League of our African neighbors, who entertains the various economic partnerships with Mauritius, continually seeks to build with most of them. Distinguished guests, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mr. Veiko Ingiwete to the stand for his address. Excellency, please.
Director of Ceremony, Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Republic of Mauritius, Your Excellency, the Acting Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, Honorable Ministers present, all senior government officials, Your Excellencies, members of Diplomatic Corps, our Honorary Consul, Mrs. Linda Cockshon, the CEO of Medin Group, Director of the Council, CASLA, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to this very historic event. At the outset, I wish to thank all those who have been taking part in this arrangement, and to thank also all of you who have taken time to be here with us tonight. Equally, as I mentioned, our Honorary Consul, I wish to thank those who have contributed to this long and arduous program to make it a reality. It is indeed, Your Excellency, Mr. Acting President, it is indeed a great pleasure and honor for me and my delegation to be here with you at this very historic occasion of handing over the special gift from the government and the people of the Republic of Namibia on the occasion of your Golden Jubilee Independence Anniversary of this great Republic, Mauritius, that you have celebrated from during the month of March this year. I wish to convey fraternal greetings from the government and the people of Namibia. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, while celebrating the momentous achievement of 50 years of freedom and independence of your country, the government and people of Namibia could not think of any other better gift than the donation of the 5 female Oryxes, one of the Namibia's national symbols, as you could see it on our coat of arms. The Oryx is known for its courage, elegance, and the pride, which is the embodiment of the spirit and tenacity of the Namibian nation. Given these qualities, it is therefore not surprising that you will find the Oryx depicted as one of the animals on Namibia's national coat of arms, making it the national animal of our great republic. The courage and the pride of Oryx has become a symbol of great resistance against the colonialism as displayed by our people during the struggle for freedom and independence. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you would agree with me that the Oryx is one of the most handsome and striking antelope species in the world. I wish to highlight the unique social structures of this species, which sets it apart from other animals. It is indeed a very special species in the sense that these form a mixed heads of both female and males, unlike other antelopes, which typically employ the harem system of one male controlling a group of females. This large antelope has a striking appearance of long horns and distinct coloration. Interestingly, both sexes of the species have horns. Some don't have, female, some animals, female don't have, but this one, they both have horns, although the male's horns are marginally shorter and thicker. From these, we take a good lesson from the Oryx as a gender equality and women empowerment are key national priorities for the socio-economic development of our two countries. The 5 female Oryx we are donating originate from the Ochondodupa regions, one of our 14 regions in Namibia, and this one is in the north central of Namibia. The animals are sub-adults and they were chosen as they are the most resilient and adapt easily to quarantines and the transport situation. As a sub-adult, they have the best chance of adapting to new environments. The Oryx were quarantined in Namibia for 30 days. During their quarantine, they were tested for numerous diseases, treated for internal and external parasites, as well as ear-tagged, microchipped, to ensure that these diseases-free animals are introduced into Mauritius. Our game capture veteran from the Ministry of Environment and Tourism, Dr. Janine Shapa, has been charged of organizing the capture, quarantine, darting, as well as performing all the required tests of the animals in full compliance of all Mauritian import regulations, as well as finally accompany these beautiful antelopes to their new home in Kassela. Doctor, are you around? Dr. Janine, I want the distinguished audience to see you because this doctor traveled with these Oryxes by road up to Ower Tambo. It took about a day and a half to reach Johannesburg by road. She accompanied the Oryxes. We really can give her another hand of applause. Against this background, ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that the Oryx we are donating will survive and thrive in their new home, Mauritius. And in this regard, the importance of conserving and protecting animals such as the Oryx cannot be overemphasized. It is our hope that their presence in Mauritius will serve to remind the people of Mauritius, as well as the visitors to Kassela, of the special ties between our two countries and the characteristic of courage, elegance, and the pride that both our people share. Your Excellency, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude my remarks, and on behalf of the government and people of Namibia, I really wish to express our deep gratitude and appreciation for the strong bond of friendship that exists between our two governments and the people. Namibia and Mauritius enjoy excellent bilateral relations. The two countries are closely working together in areas such as education, immigration, legal, finance, ICT, and actually as I'm talking, we have another group of even students in town who are participating in various programs, even with the financial institutions. Other areas include tourism, And while we are acknowledging the existing excellent bilateral relations between our two countries, I wish to emphasize that there is a need for further strengthening of relations in more other areas of mutual interest and mutual benefits. For example, we need to strengthen trade and investment as well as other socio-economic activities between our two countries. With regard to tourism in particular, it is imperative that there is a greater cooperation between the Mauritians Tourism Promotion Board as well as other institutions involved in tourism in Mauritius with their counterparts in Namibia like Namibia Tourism Board and Namibia Wildlife Resort on the marketing and the promotion of tourism in our two countries. I would come at a later stage to perform official handover, and let me thank you at this stage for your patience to listen to my remarks, and I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Of course, we do hope that the Oryxes will not create a revolution in the park, Thierry, because about gender equality, you know, they might spread that to the other species. You might end up with trouble. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Looking back on the collection of donations from country to country across the globe, one finds a very wide range of gifts, which ranged in most cases in gold sculptures to exceptional China tea sets, to precious jewelry and artifacts. They do occasionally contain some thoroughbred horses, bears, pandas, and the like. So although tonight's donation is not unique per se, it is certainly a rare donation, certainly amongst the first of the kind for Mauritius. Our next speaker has certainly contributed actively to make this donation a reality by extending to the organizers the best of his resources within the ministry to smoothen the importation process of such an exceptional cargo. And I'm pleased to call him to the stand to accept the Oryxes in the name of the Mauritian government. The Namibian donation will then translate into the signing of a formal agreement between the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Kazala World of Adventures. Let's welcome now the Honorable Mayen Siratan, Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security, to the stand. Honorable Minister, please.
Your Excellency, Para Masivam Pile Vayapuri, Acting President of the Republic of Mauritius, and Mrs. Vayapuri, Honorable Ivan Kulandavelu, the Acting Prime Minister, my colleague Minister, Lady Sarojini Jagannath, His Excellency Veiko Nangiwite, High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mrs. Linda Kopchon, Honorary Consul of Namibia in Mauritius, Directors of the Medin Group, Mr. Paul Williams, Managing Director of Kazila Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. Let me say, I'm so glad to be with you all tonight for this wonderful function. And let me also, at the very outset, express on behalf of the Prime Minister and the government of Mauritius our warm gratitude to the government and the people of Namibia for this special donation. Also, my deepest thanks to Kazila Limited for accepting to host this event to mark the donation ceremony as it should be. Mauritius and Namibia, ladies and gentlemen, have always entertained good relationships. how can we forget the assistance of Namibia for its support and for voting in favor of the resolution at the UN in our quest to get back the Chagos archipelago, and also have expressed the wish to remain engaged when proceedings relating to the matter will begin before the International Court of Justice in September 2018. The government of Mauritius continues to enhance collaboration with Namibia in areas of common interest aimed at the economic development of the two countries. It is vital for Mauritius and Namibia to pursue working together bilaterally as well as in the international and regional fora such as the SADC and the ACP group to defend the common interest of Africa and for the mutual benefit of our people and in the true spirit of South-South cooperation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I still remember the day when Honorary Council of Namibia, Mrs. Linda Kopchun, came to my office and proposed to offer as gift the national animal of the Republic of Namibia to Mauritius to mark our 50th independence anniversary. And here we are today, officially accepting the gift. As you are probably aware, the oryx is an iconic symbol of Namibia. It is a national animal of the country, and it also appears on its coats of arms. The oryx lives primarily in harsh regions of Namibia, including the Namibian desert. This fantastic animal epitomizes resilience. Today, the donation of the 5 oryxes in the context of the 50th anniversary of our independence, therefore, marks the resilience of and also further strengthens the friendship between our two countries. As we are now looking forward to the next 50 years, I'm convinced that the cooperation between Namibia and Mauritius will strengthen further. Namibia, ladies and gentlemen, will always be our friend, and our people will forever be brothers and sisters. So with these words, I would like to say, long live the bond that ties the Republic of Namibia and the Republic of Mauritius. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. We're honored tonight by the presence of 2 of the highest officials of our government, His Excellency, the Acting President of the Republic, and the Acting Prime Minister of Mauritius, the Honorable Ivan Kolenda-Velu, whom we thank for his presence, given the heavy schedule and extremely busy schedule these days. The Acting President of the Republic shares much more than meets the eye as far as agriculture is concerned. Indeed, agriculture was one of his first majors at university, I believe. His familiarity with our agro-industrial norms are therefore proven. As for Namibia, before taking up his present office, he was the accredited ambassador to Namibia and a host of other African countries. This therefore confirms his keen association with Namibia well before tonight. Lastly, as the founder president of the Toastmasters Club in Mauritius, I happen to share with His Excellency the passion for the English language, which he shared with the members of the Plateau Toastmasters Club years later. So distinguished guests, I now have the honor and privilege to call upon His Excellency Mr. Paramasivam Pillai Vaipuri, Acting President of the Republic, to take the stand. Your Excellency, please.
Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of the Republic of Namibia, members of the National Assembly, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of the Median Group, Your Excellency, the Honorary Consul of Namibia in Mauritius, and ladies and gentlemen, I just want to add on to what the Minister has said to express the gratitude of the government of Mauritius and the people of Mauritius to the government of Namibia for this beautiful gift in the context of our Jubilee celebration of our independence. This animal, when you look at them on the coat of arms, they do look strong and handsome. From what we've heard, they symbolize courage and elegance. And in this context of the 50th anniversary of our independence, I can say that 50 years back, we in Mauritius, we did have the courage to believe in ourselves and to go for independence. And through the 50 years behind us, we have worked towards making of Mauritius a successful country. This donation, I'm sure, will contribute to further consolidate our bilateral relations in tourism, education, ICT. Speaking of education, we just heard Mr. Sauzier of the Median Group speak of the Median City, the education unit that has been opened here, and I can only concur with him that we want to make of Mauritius an education hub, and this education unit here in Median will definitely contribute towards making of Mauritius that successful education hub we want to have. Let me conclude by saying again all our gratitude for this very symbolic donation from the government of Namibia to the government and the people of Mauritius. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite you to watch a short video of the transfer of the Oryxes, which we could entitle From Namibia to Mauritius. So just sit back and relax, and let's enjoy. they arrived safely. So I now call upon the High Commissioner of Namibia, His Excellency Mr. Veiko Ingiwete, and the Honorable Mayan Siratan, Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security, to join us for the official remittance of the Oryxes. This will be very symbolical, as I believe there is a poster which will be remitted, because as you can imagine, the Oryxes are through a quarantine process in this very place, actually. So please, if you would stand up in front near the table there, so we can have also the press and the media while you exchange this symbol of the arrival of the Oryxes. Sous vos applaudissements nourris, j'espère. Voilà, merci. Yes. There we are. Thank you. So I'm going to ask you gentlemen to remain here, please. Yes. Because we'll now proceed with the signing of the agreement between the government of Mauritius and the Honourable Siratan is going to be sitting at the table. And we're going to be calling as follows. Of course, Mr. Paul Williams, who's going to be signing this as the director of CASLA with the minister. And then shall we call here, please, His Excellency, the Acting President of the Republic, to be behind the table, the Honorable Ivan Kolendavelu, the Acting Prime Minister, the CEO of Medine, Monsieur Thierry Sauzier, and of course, Mrs. Linda Kokchang, Honorary Consul of Namibia, so that as the signature takes place, do we have the documents, please? Yes. I think the Foreign Affairs Service has the documents there. Thank you. Shall we give them an ovation for this, please? So shall I ask you all to remain where you are, please, because Mrs. Linda Kokchang will like to offer the official commemorative plaque to Mr. Paul Williams. That's for CASLA. Of course, you have a commemorative plaque arriving. She's even providing the screws. Can you believe that? Yes, she is actually. So, in the presence of the acting President, acting Prime Minister, Minister of Agro-Industry, His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Namibia, and of course, Monsieur Thierry Sauzier, the CEO of the Medine Group. And of course, Linda has not forgotten. She would like to offer 2 tokens of her appreciation for all the hard work to the 2 veterinarians who have piloted the transfer of the Oryxes from Namibia to Mauritius. So you've already seen Dr. Janine Sharp from Namibia and Dr. Marie-Claire Domingue from CASLA World of Adventures. Please step forward to accept this token of appreciation from the Honorary Consul of Namibia, Mrs. Linda Kokchang. Congratulations. So, distinguished guests, to close, we're pleased to request that our police band plays 2 closing pieces for us. Celebration, of course, because we need to celebrate this incredible moment. And, of course, the 50th anniversary theme from our earlier celebrations in last March 2018. So, under the baton of Police Band Master Sibraz.
A celebration that lasts throughout the year. Bring the good times, make your life a dream. We got to celebrate or party with you. Celebration. Let's celebrate and have a good time. Everyone's around the world. Celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebration. Celebrate good times, come on.
Distinguished guests, to close, on behalf of the Honorary Consul of Namibia, I thank you for having chosen to spend this evening in this historic place for this historic event. And we have the pleasure to invite you to our refreshments now. There's a cocktail party going on. And then after that, of course, you'll be entertained to a wonderful buffet by the Kasla team, the Kasla World of Adventures. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Quito créole, Quito musulman, Quito hindou, Quito sinan. Tout ce qui finit dans sa pays-là, tout ce qui finit dans sa pays-là. Nous disons bâtir la main dans la main, nous disons danser la main dans la main. C'est toute la main, prends la main dans la main. Toute la main, prends la main dans la main. À nous bâtir nation provinciale, à nous bâtir nation provinciale. Toute la main, prends la main dans la main. Toute la main, prends la main dans la main. À nous bâtir nation provinciale, à nous bâtir nation provinciale. Toute la main, prends la main dans la main. Toute la main, prends la main dans la main. À nous bâtir nation provinciale, à nous bâtir nation provinciale. good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. You feel like giving to touch. I want to roll you so much, and unless love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off you. You felt the wind and the steam. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me away. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, just let me know that it's real. You're just too